Hello guys, my next project is installing the electrical outlet outside. Last year I installed this fountain over here, and this consists of two tanks, the smaller one and the larger one, and the water moves from this tank to this tank using the small water pump. Only problem with this installation is that there was no electrical outlet next to this fountain, and every time I have to run the water outlet or the light, I have to use the extension to bring the power over here. So my plan is to have electrical outlet installed somewhere over here and get the power from inside the house, somewhere from some extension. I've not yet decided which one, but I'm going to dig around 8 inches, around 10 inches, all the way from this to this area, and over here I will have the standing pipe on which I will be installing the electrical outlet. So as you see that there is already a space between this pavement, and I'm going to use that one to lay down the pipe in this particular area, and then cover it using the cement. So this is, and definitely this is not a big project. Which I'm going to use for this outside outlet is this one, that is weatherproof in use GFCI kit. Then in addition to this, I'm going to bury the wire, or the wire which I'm going to use is 14x2 type UFB. UFB stands for with ground, and actually there is no need of conduit or anything to run this wire. You can directly bury this wire inside the in the ground, but as a additional protection I'm going to use pass this wire inside this conduit. Again, this one is the underground sunlight, means above ground or underground sunlight resistance pipe. So this pipe I'm going to use. Then some of the connectors which I'm going to use are these connectors, so that maintenance point of view it is easy for me to open the connectors and see that what is going on. Then some bends and some connectors. These are the couplings to join two wires. Then some clamp connectors to clamp the wire inside the GFCI kit, and then actual clamps, 2-hole strap clamps. Basically these are the one to hold the wire, hold the conduit or this pipe in place. My plan is first to pass the wire through this conduit and make it make it available at the side, and I'm going to use this PVC cement, purple primer and PVC cement to connect these wires and bends. So the first part is going to be cutting this tube into the required length, and then pass the wire and prepare it for the actual installation. So let me cut the wire as per the requirement, and then I will show you exactly how I am going to place this wire at this site. So this is what I am going to use, pro grade weatherproof GFCI kit, and this is what it looks like. It comes with this cover also, and this one is the base. So what I've done is I'm just first arranging all the pipes to dry fit. So this adapter will go over here like this, and then this will be going like this inside this one. Of course I'm going to use the PVC cement, purple primer PVC cement, to attach all of them. and then I will pass the wire through this, install this entire thing, and then this will go to the place where I have to install it. So my plan is to go step by step. I have the wire which I am going to pass through this one, that is this and as you see, I have buried the wire, that pipe, around 1.5 feet underneath this one, and over here this portion of the wire will go inside the house to get the power. As of now it has been just kept over here, but I'm going to drill a hole over on this wall to pass this wire from outside to inside, and then connect it to the live power line. But over here this is how it looks now, and the next step is going to be installing the GFCI outlet. For this there are 3 wires. One is black, which is hot, white, and green. Green will go over here, and let me show you the GFCI outlet. It is pretty straightforward, nothing much fancy about GFCI outlet. This is the GFCI outlet. This one has line and load, so the or the black wire will go into this hot, and the white wire go into this white. And in case if I have to extend this circuit or power to some other point, then the wires will come from load and go to the next terminal or next outlet. But here, since this is the first outlet which is going to get the power from the wire, the wires will go to the line. So let me install this GFCI outlet, and this is the cover, which is again has a kind of a nice foam over here. So once it goes here, this is watertight outlet. This is how the wires are connected. Black goes to the hot, white goes to white on the line, and this copper wire, which is the earthing, which goes to the green one on the earthing on the box, this metallic box. I like this type of connectors. It helps you extend the wire or make the connections easily. Otherwise you have to twist it and then move it further. In addition to this, I'm going to cover these terminals with the tape like this, all the way from here to here, and also this one also. So this way it is just added safety, since this particular outlet is outside the home. And here is the wire coming from outside to the inside room, and now I'm going to place this wire systematically, so passing through these holes. I'm not going to use the existing hole on this stud, but there are some knockout holes over here. If you see, this is basically a circle, and you have to just push the wood inside that one to make a hole. It is over here also. It's all the way, means if in all of these supporting studs. So the idea is to pass the wire through these holes and bring it next to this junction and add the GFCI's outlet over here, and pass the power to that particular wire. So let me first knock out these holes and bring the wire over here, and I'll show you what exactly I mean by adding the junction. So I brought in the wire from the outside outlet through this hole, and that wire is now running through this conduit pipe and through these beams, and it is coming to the place where the junction box is placed or installed. And in this junction box I'm going to supply the power to this wire. So basically in this junction box you can actually there was no need of this junction box. I could have just supply the power through this wire to the outside outlet, but I've decided to add one more additional GFCI outlet over here to control the outside outlet power. So this is a GFCI outlet which I'm going to install over here, and the power will be passed to this GFCI outlet through this wire. This is another wire, and this is the power source source supply. Now on this GFCI outlet, when I'm going to install it, you see that when it comes GFCI outlet, it has one terminal is taped yellow, or it is kind of closed via yellow tape. So this particular one has to be used only if you are going to supply the power externally or to the other sources through this wiring. Otherwise this particular terminal is not required. So this one is the line one. If you could see here, this line one, this is the one which is going to get the power. So what is going to happen is that this wire which is going to get the power, that will go white and black on this line one, and then from this one it will go to the outside one. So I am going to remove this. This is for the outlet. So once these connections are made, I will show you once again. And once this GFCI outlet is installed over here, then the only part which is remaining is basically connecting this wire, which is the main source of supply to the outlet. This outlet now, GFCI outlet, as well as the outside outlet, which will be connected to this junction box. So let me do all these connections, and I will show you the actual wiring, how exactly it has been done. So the wiring is done on this particular receptacle. The power supply to this wire is coming from this bulb which I shown earlier. So it is, the hot wire is going here, the neutral is going here, and then another hot wire is here. This hot wire is from the is going to feed the power to the outside receptacle. So this hot wire and this one, this white wire, these are from the outside wire, and then these are the earthing wires. So basically for the earthing wires, if you want to keep these earthing wires clean or connect them nicely, I would suggest to go for this type of connectors. You'll find these on the Amazon or in Home Depot. Basically these are just kind of a plug and play connectors. So I have like 4 earthing wires which I have to connect. Earlier, if I have to do this, it would look something like this, but now I've connected 2 wires like this, and these 3 things I'm going to connect in this plug and play. Very simple. Just insert the wire like this and lock it. So this is done. Then go for the second wire and lock it, and then the same thing for the third wire. And that's it. And then for additional support, just cover this with the tape and then tuck into the junction box. So now the only part which is pending in this one is basically giving the entire supplying the power through this by connecting to this junction, and then this will be live. And in addition to this, I'm going to duct tape this entire receptacle like this. I will show you the connection one more time just to show you that how the duct tapes are added on this side and on this one. And here is the final setup. The tape is placed on this one to cover it, and over here also. Now the only thing is just plug in this entire wire, all these wires into this box, and screw this junction box face plate on the junction box, and then last part is supply the power, and then we are done. So I'm going to show perform the steps first, and then I'll show you how I'm connecting these or supplying the power to this wire. So the wiring is all done. This outlet wire which we bought in is now supplying the power through this junction box. Load is attached to this one, neutral is attached to attached over here, and here it is the earthing. I'm going to close this out, but before that I've already checked the power, whether the power is on this outlet as well as the outlet which is outside. So over here there is a power over here, and I am going to check outside also whether there is a power or not. So this is how you can add the outside new outlet and supplying the power to that outlet from the internal existing power source. Thanks for watching. And here we have the power coming to this external outlet from the one which we set up just now. Very simple setup, you can do it yourself.